We bought a boat in Fort Pierce, Florida, and we live in Middlebury, Vermont. And we had to get the boat up closer to home. We hit on the idea that maybe we could have somebody deliver it and we could come along and learn along the way. So that's what this trip was. Delivery plus education.
This was total immersion training. Passages and piloting and the ICW, navigation, instruments, how to keep a good log, tides, currents, weather, passages in fog, the drills, man overboard drill, and just about life at sea. Well, I grew up in a sailing family. I know about sail trim and some anchoring and some knots. So I'm not easy to convince to get out of my old ways, particularly when I think I know something. I thought I knew a lot about sailing, but I learned way more. This was a much more profound experience than I expected it to be.
I like my sleep. I think one night Fred woke me up 5 minutes earlier than he had to. I'm like, don't wake me up 5 minutes earlier than you have to.
3 hours on, 3 hours off overnight, and then during the day 4 hours worked well for me. I could get into that sleep routine and it was tolerable.
And the actual watch was, I mean, I would use the word enchanted. I really would, because the Milky Way you could see like you never see at home, and a shooting star over it. You know, it was magical, and every one in its own way, because it could be all quiet and just sailing along, you never change the sails, or it could be ships coming and then you're tracking them and very busy. That ended up to be one of my favorite times of day, and when I expected it would be a grind. It was far from a grind. It was not at all.
I think morning muster is really inspired.
First of all, muster sounds like, you know, get up and go.
Responsibilities assigned for who would report on the weather. What's the plan for the day? Souls and bowls. Check-in, and the way we vary the check-ins, you know, to think about things that we've learned, think about ways we could improve, and reflect on each other's. I think I'd like to keep on with it. I like it.
It was definitely scary being captain of the day at first. And I didn't even really feel ready. I thought, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. In the dark, in the fog, or even just in the fog when heavy fog set in, was scary for me.
I think I have a new appreciation for safety. It went way beyond what I thought I knew. Learning how much more there is to learn.
I realized captain of the day doesn't have to do everything. Captain of the day just has to have the big picture. Captain of the day can ask other people to do things. You know, again and again, what I saw was modeling of deep breath, calm, figure it out, and work through it. And we did successfully every time. Some of the greatest challenges are the most memorable moments in my life, and where I feel like I did it. So the challenges are growth experiences, and failures are growth experiences too, and that way they're not failures, they're opportunities to learn. There are things that happen like the clamming or the dolphins swimming beside the boat that are just a reminder of, like, why are we even doing this? You know, we're doing this to see something about ourselves and about the world that we weren't seeing in our prior lives.
This is a major shift in our lives. It was a major deal to buy this boat. That brought out a new dimension, a change. So it put a greater stress on a relationship than had been on really ever before. So this is high stakes stuff. You're making a big change in your life, and you're going to buy the boat. How's this going to work out?
Ben and Teresa were taught us not only technical skills of sailing a boat, but communication and ways of communication. Kind ways of communication, and yet talking through things that needed to be talked through. If you don't take those things head on, then they can build up, and they really could cause a problem later. Because communication and trust are just paramount.
That's really what's the best part of this for us. It's healthy all around. There's a bright new future for us. What's profound with me is what you've taught us is going to make our cruising life far better. This will change our lives.